Monday morning.
Good
It is
morning.
a week. It's Monday. It's a new week. It's almost a new month.
It is 8 days till election. Early voting still going on. It's Monday morning. Girl, the weekend was crazy. Um, and it was so crazy. The weeks have been so crazy that y'all are hearing us on Monday morning, obviously, and we skipped Friday, but that's because life is crazy right now. Me and Mikayla both are lifing. Life is lifing. And so if you happen to miss us on Friday, that's why, because we're both lifing. Um, Political season's in full effect. The new jobs are in effect. Part-time jobs are in effect. Um,
It's just a lot. It's
Life is
also
life.
it's
And,
the end of the
Michaela and I
year.
have been consistent since July. I mean, every week, two shows a week, two podcasts a week, because we love what we do and we're seeing it's the fruits of its labor, but we both had to step back and just say
Yeah.
it is what
Unfortunately,
it
this is not a full-time job.
is. Yeah,
So
now if
us
anyone wants to hook us up with full-time pay, and we will sit here and make your
and
day.
benefits. Not just pay and benefits.
So we are back. Y'all haven't seen us since last Monday or heard us since last Monday. So we got a lot to catch up on, and yet we try to respect everybody's time. So we're going to be talking fast. And so I usually ask Mikayla to let us talk football first. But because life is crazy, I'm going to let her talk hockey because I got to get the scores from
The
the
OU game.
yeah, the rankings for the thing because I am behind on schedule. So go do your thing.
So hockey is in full effect, first and foremost. Obviously, we are going to be in full effect until probably next June with Stanley Cups. But exciting is we have another round of the Global Series going on this week. And even more exciting, it is my Dallas Stars this time. Yes, the Dallas Stars are going to Finland this week to take on the Florida Panthers, which they are the previous Stanley Cup champions, so we'll see how this goes. So they're going to be playing at the Nokia Arena in Tampere, Finland on November 1st and 2nd. It is also the first time ever that a regular season game for the Dallas Stars is out of the country.
And who would it be? The Dallas Stars, Dallas, Texas, making history.
It is so exciting. Like I said,
And
it is their first
Finland is
time.
really cool that they're getting to do that. I mean, it really is. Like I
No, it
said,
really is.
hockey is starting to grow on me little by little. It's going to take a lot for it to completely overtake me, but that is really cool that the Dallas Stars are once again making history.
Yeah, and it's even more exciting because we have a Finland player on the roster, so he's getting to go home and play in
He's
front of
going to
like,
play at home. Now, I wonder,
yeah,
you know what that means? I wonder if like people are really just going to show out for him
oh
because he's
yeah.
at home. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
I
he's
mean,
a
if you look
legend
at when the New
there.
Jersey Devils played in Czech a couple weeks ago, they have a bunch of like European hockey players. And a lot of those European players, families, friends, they flew out to Czech to up to Prague to come see these guys play because, they're
Right.
from Switzerland, they're from Sweden, like um one was from Prague. So it's exciting and it's really stinking cool that these guys' families can see their brother, their son, their nephew,
All the way
whatever,
from Dallas, Texas.
play in a professional game. So that's super exciting. Um, Another exciting thing is the Four Nations face-off. I've spoken about it a couple times, but it's what's taking the place of the All-Star Games next year. So they've released their jerseys for the four teams. And so just to recap, it's going to be United States, Canada, Finland, and Sweden are going to be the four teams doing a roundtable tournament. And the jerseys were released this past week And I, for one, like them in a sense that they have a very like vintage take on it. So the USA is like the classic like navy blue jersey with USA on the front. It's like I think that's just like the classic like
Right.
Olympic like vibe. Canada is red, featuring their iconic signature red maple leaf. Um, and then Sweden will wear a yellow jersey, which is the color of their country, with the three crowns or tre kronor, as is what it's called in Sweden. And then Finland will be in white and blue jerseys, highlighting the word, I'm gonna mispronounce this, Suomi, which means Finland and Finnish. That's a mouthful. Uh, so that's super exciting. So they were released. The full rosters have not been released, but tickets do go on sale October 29th, which is literally tomorrow. And the tournament will take place February 2nd through February 20th in Montreal and Boston. So what's also really cool about this Four Nations Face-Off is it is one, it's getting ready to bring the hockey back to the Olympics because they haven't been in the
Right.
Olympics for a while. And so the NHL players last competed at the Olympics in 2014, as the NHL and the NHLPA were unable to reach an agreement on player participation in 2018 and 2022. So like hockey's coming back to the Olympics, and that makes me so excited.
Yes, yes, yes. I love team sports, so like that, especially the bigger names in the US where we have a chance, to
Yeah.
dominate
Um,
again and show the world why we're the best.
Yeah, but also one other sweet fact about this is aside from the annual IIHF World Championship, which happens every summer, the Four Nations Face-Off will mark the first major international competition featuring NHL players since the World Cup of Hockey in 2016.
Wow.
What a way to grow the game, y'all. I'm
I
so excited
love
about this.
that. I love that. I love that for you because I know how much you love hockey. So
Yeah.
I absolutely love that for you.
Switching gears real quick, because hockey might be my one true love, but soccer is definitely my Sancho.
That is
So
funny.
HBO sports documentaries and park
And
stories.
Michaela,
Hmm.
for those that are not in South Texas or do not know what Sancho means, what does it mean?
It's my side piece.
There you go. Look at Michaela. We have because we're not just listened to in the coastal bend where people understand. So if any of my Harrisburg fam is listening, if any of my Cali fam is listening, if any of my Florida fam is listening, just know Sancho means side
Side
piece.
piece. So my
So
side piece, aka soccer.
hockey,
Um,
her first love. Soccer is the Sancho. Okay, back to our
um,
regularly scheduled program.
So, HBO, in association with the U.S. Soccer Federation and the U.S. National Soccer Team Players Association, are currently in production on a multi-part documentary series chronicling, I can't even say the word, the United States men's national soccer team in the lead up to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So, I
What?
love sports documentaries.
Oh, girl, I love me some sports. I've been so busy, and I know this is off topic, but talking about documentaries, and they're not a
Mhm.
documentary. I am so busy with life right now. I have not been able to keep up with Club Shay Shay. I
It's
am
not a
about like
documentary at all.
I I'm just I've been keeping up with Nightcap that they do, the podcast that they do.
Mhm.
But I haven't been able to keep up with my I call them my documentaries because they're so funny, the podcasts. But yeah, so documentaries are always the way to go when it comes to sports because I love learning about the history of how they
Mhm.
got into it and all of
I mean, but it
the
also gives fans like a backstage pass, which is why I love the NHL docuseries that just released this past
and I haven't even finished, I
October.
haven't even started that.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's on my
Shame on
to-do
you.
list. Eventually I'll get to it. It might
Eventually
be,
you get to it.
yeah, I'll get to it. So okay, let's do
Okay.
our football talk, our college game day
Ugh,
talk.
my
So
boys.
girl, your Longhorns, were you stressed out?
I was stressed. I was like, are you absolutely kidding me right now? Like, really? Like, you're just
Is
gonna
this
come off this
really
horrible lose to
is this
Georgia?
really happening to me right this minute? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I was like, of course. Like, really? Like, this is how we're gonna go. Like, we have like 5 games left and we're just gonna blow them all. Thankfully, we did not, and we managed to secure that win by literally squeaking by
Yeah.
27 to
But
24.
what do I always say? A win is a win no matter what. As long
You're
as you didn't
correct.
cheat to get to the win, a win is a
Exactly.
win no matter how.
Exactly.
And then, like you said, we talked about this before about hockey and how it's 1 point versus 2 points. And that 1 point, well, you know what?
Is
That
all
one
that
point,
matters.
it doesn't matter. A win is a win no matter what, as long as you
Yeah.
don't cheat. So, okay, so go rolling through because I know we're limited on time. It is Monday, girl, and you know what? This week is
Hmm.
we are the next time we talk will technically be November because this
Yeah.
week is Halloween,
Hmm.
and that's not even we got to talk about that on the agenda too because we haven't even discussed that and all that. Anyway, so let's go
So
back.
how'd your Sooners do?
I'll be on. I don't even have the strength to talk about my Sooners right now. The suit between the Sooners and just everything going on in the world, it's just a lot. It's a lot. But you know what? Venables, he knows that there's some issues, and I know that they're making some adjustments. And we're just gonna hope that our record is more winning than it's losing. A win is a win, right?
Win is a
So,
win. All right, so
um,
so what are
our
our rankings?
well, y'all fell. Texas
I
fell. So
know, by
we're,
one.
yep, Oregon's one. Georgia is number two. Um,
Penn State is three,
actually,
right?
yes, Penn State is three. Ohio State is four. Miami is five. Texas is six. Um, Tennessee is seven. Eight is Clemson. Nine is Notre Dame. 10, Iowa State. Ooh, that A&M game. The A&M came in at number 11. BYU is 12. Indiana is 13. Alabama is 14. Kansas is 15. LSU is 16. LSU fell, man. They fell. Or I mean, they're moving up, but
They fell like 8.
yeah. So they were, and then they're not. And then Miami. I'm sorry. LSU
Kansas.
is 16, and then 17 is Pitt. Who's 18? I can't see my list.
Well, I think 18 might be Kansas because
You know what? What I do know, Oklahoma ain't in the top 20. That's what I know, and it's so sad. It's so sad. I don't know why. Yeah,
why you're surprised?
yeah. I'm not. I told you that when the game after the Texas game, I don't
It just
care
goes.
because it just goes. I mean, and I do care. I don't want them to have a losing season, but
Yeah.
I don't know that all the prayers in the world right now can help it. And what? I'm okay with that. I can admit when there's issues. So there you go. Um okay, what else? What else? What else? What else?
Well, real quick, because I just feel like I have to bring this up because I'm so excited. Um, Nico Heischer, you know who he is. I've talked about him.
Yes.
So he is currently tied with a Tampa Bay Lightning player, and I'm blanking on the name. I think it's Nikita, someone one of those. I'm really blanking on the name. It's not like a common one. They are tied for the most goals in the league right now with 8 goals.
And it's still the beginning of the
And it's
season.
still the beginning of the season.
How many
But that's
games have they
fine.
played? Because they play like 82 or something like that. Some
So
astronaut.
they play 82 in the regular season. So
They've played
right
how many
now,
regular seasons so far?
so far they've played. I'm gonna have to go see what their rankings are because
Because what I'm saying is that he's in the top and they just started. Like they
no,
just
yeah. Those are for preseason. One, two, three, one. Okay, so they played 15 games in August minus one, two, so 12. They've played 12 games so far.
So out of 82, 12. So they've got 70 games left to go. There.
Hmm.
Mm, mm, mm.
But
Girl,
I'm so proud of him. Ugh,
and he's your primary, I'm just
he
saying.
is.
He's not Sancho, so he gets all your love. He gets
He
all your
does. I have a couple of different Sanchos for other teams, but he is. He's probably one of my favorite players. Which is saying
How
something because
old
he's
is
not from
he?
Dallas. He's
Let's talk about him. How
20.
old is he?
He was born 25. I think he'll be
So
26
that
in
wouldn't be
January.
cougar status for you.
I mean, technically anything under me is cougar.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. To be a cougar, it has to be 10 years. Yes, we're
That
going
is
here.
not the rule.
It is. Look it up.
I'm about to
Look
look it up.
up what defines a cougar. What is the age limit to define a cougar? And I know we are totally off
What
topic on this
is
Monday
the
morning,
age limit
but
to,
people will
to join
talk
the
about
military? To- What is
it's
the age limit
10.
to classify be classic? I
A
can't spell.
cougar is classified as a woman that dates a younger man. That's what a cougar is classified.
Exactly. So technically, oh, okay. So
There's rules to the game, though, Mikayla. I'm telling
10
you.
years or more, according to Reddit.
See, see, girl, your
Hold on,
girl
how much
knows
I
what she's talking about. It's 10 years. So if he is 20 or below, you would be considered a
Well,
cougar.
that to me, that's just weird since I'm about to be 30. Like, I'm sorry, I cannot date like a 20-year-old. That just my rules is if they can't buy me an alcoholic drink, then they're too.
So in a couple of years, you will consider being a cougar because that means that they will be 21.
Yes, but even then, that still is like I.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That's just weird to me.
I've
But yes, so
never
he's
been
25.
able to date or be with men that were younger. I know,
Uh,
I've heard people have said, Melina, my boyfriend or husband's 5 to 10 years younger. I get it. I get it.
I could probably do 5 years right now at my current age.
You could, okay, so for
Well,
those,
okay, so he's so me and Nico are about 4 years apart.
well, you could date him just because he plays hockey and you love everything about him. But the average, let's say the average Corpitos guy
I
here.
wouldn't date someone from Corpus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love my friends, my guy friends are in Corpus, but
You would never date them.
I could not date them. I'm sorry. Like, okay, it's different if they're not like they come and move to Corpus, whether it's for school or whatever, or
Michaela, you're killing me
military.
this Monday
But
morning.
I cannot date a guy from Corpus just because I've grown up with guys from Corpus, and it's just we may not be a small town, but everybody knows everybody, and that's enough for me. So
Girl.
I cannot date a guy from Corpus.
And that is coming from a girl that was born and raised in Corpus Christi.
Exactly. So I feel like I can say that without
He
getting
is
any
a
sort of
local
slack.
saying, I will not date a local. That is funny when you think about it on this Monday morning.
I
That
will
is,
date a local if they've lived here, if they're not, but they've had to have moved here when they were like 18. I'm sorry, I can't date someone who's like who's born and raised in Corpus.
oh my God, go to break. We got to go to break. Go to break.
Want to know what's going on in Corpus Christi? Make sure you check out cceventscalendar.com. That holds all of the events going on for the entire month. New are added daily. And again, that is cceventscalendar.com. Alrighty, so if you haven't missed us, there you
Oh my
go.
goodness. Here we go.
Um,
Okay, so before we start our mental health moment, um, the one thing I want to talk about before we can even talk about anything is this week is Halloween. There's tons of activities going on, so make
mhm.
sure you do check CC events. Halloween, I know that you love it. Are you dressing
Mhm.
up for it?
Girl, is that even a question?
Really? I don't see you
Yes.
doing Yeah, like do you get scary, like, or do you
No.
get
So
okay?
so for work, we're allowed to dress up. So the past like 6 years that I've been employed with my current full-time job, we've been allowed to dress up for Halloween for the office. So I have an office outfit and then I have a
Oh yeah, I'm
Halloween
that
going
girl
outfit.
too. I don't.
Um, so my office outfit's obviously like respectful because nothing revealing, gory, whatever. So the past like couple years, I've been a Slytherin student, from Hogwarts. I've been I went as a frat boy last year with two of my coworkers, which was hilarious and still one of my best ones. And we only did that just so we can wear sweatpants and not have to care about wearing scrubs. I've been Rosie the Riveter. I've been Wednesday
I've been her.
Adams.
I've been her.
I
Rosie the
think, oh,
Riveter.
and then I was Gru from the Minions, and then my front office employees were the Minions.
So I've been a social butterfly. I've been a butterfly, and it had all the little social things on it. I've been a
Mhm.
chola. I'll have to send you that picture offline, or yeah, well, I'll have to send it to you. We need to post our favorite Halloween picture. I was a pinata one year, and I walked around with a broomstick and dropped candy behind me as I was walking. So that amongst all.
That's cute.
I've been all kind. I've been a lion.
Yeah.
I'm one of those girls though. If I have multiple parties to go to,
Oh,
or
it's a new costume every single time.
I gotta have, yeah, I've gotta
Yeah.
have. I'm. That's too basic for me. I'm not just
Yeah.
gonna wear one, or I've gotta, especially for picture purposes. I need different costumes,
Yeah. No,
events
I'm the same
like
way.
that. So,
Um,
anyway, okay, let's go to our mental health moment. So, I'm gonna give the disclaimer, and then Mikayla will start off, and then we'll go back to it. So our mental health moment. We are women. We are not mental health experts, but because we are women, we too are mental. So we talk about mental health, and um, we want to make it a safe space for people to understand that it is okay to discuss your strengths and your weaknesses and any struggles that you're having. And if somebody can't help you, we can try to get you the resources to help you. So, and if there's ever a moment that we need a trigger warning somebody because of a topic, we will. But we just want people to feel comfortable and safe in discussing mental health. Okay.
good disclaimer. Okay, so we are talking about perfectionism and letting go of it because not everyone is perfect. I hate to break it to you. We want to be perfect. We try to be perfect. We strive to be perfect. We try to be the perfect daughter, best friend, wife, sister, niece, whatever. But that is just Im impossible.
you
Um,
know um you and I are way different because you're very meticulous, and you're very OCD, which is good. I mean,
yeah.
that's your strengths, that is a good thing. But it does sometimes, and I have a daughter that likes to have everything perfect,
Mhm.
and her and I struggle because I'm kind of like, yes, we need to try to have everything as perfect as possible, but that's not always reality. And when it's not reality, us not freaking out or thinking that we're less than, um, it's how I know for me, as somebody that works in the community, I struggle to make sure that things are done right and done
Hmm.
process. And I've had to let go of the perfectionism because people are people, and all of us, even individuals, people are people. It is what it is. And so being perfect isn't necessarily the solution, and stressing yourself out to be perfect is not always the best solution.
Yeah.
But it's overcoming that it's okay not to be perfect. And that's where we as women, I think people in general, but we as women, we don't want other women to quote judge us because we're not perfect, right? And
Well,
so
also just from that point, like we've been told from a very young age to be the perfect housewife, to be the perfect mother, to, be the perfect per woman, and constantly subjecting ourselves to trying to not classify, compare us to our neighbor, to our family member, like to our friend. Um, so as women, speaking specifically from women, because that is a standard that has been claimed since like the 50s that we have to be the perfect quote unquote housewife.
Yeah, I didn't probably for me, I mean, the things that I try to do to ensure like I don't over expect myself is because there was a time in my life that I tried to be perfect at everything, and I wore myself down into exhaustion and depression because I was so over stimulated from trying to be perfect to make sure all bases were covered, right? And for me, that's been a learning lesson that I can't always cover everything. I'm not going to be able to fix everything. And I'm not perfect either. I laugh and I loathe when I forget something or whatever, and someone just, you forgot. Like, it's like they're waiting. And I was,
I hate that. I'm
it
sorry.
really
Like,
bothers me because I feel like we as people show so many others grace or try to show others grace, and then we show ourselves, right? And
mhm,
so we're harder on ourselves. That's why we want to be perfect, right? We want to make
mhm.
sure that so we're hard on ourselves. Oh, I got it. I mean, earlier I was having computer problems and I told you, Mikayla, I don't want to stress you out. I'm trying to hurry. I know you got to get to work, all of that. And but the thing is we're not perfect, and things happen and things like that. But so when somebody finds that little niche of they forgot this, or oh, she didn't do this, or oh, she,
Yeah.
you know what, why are we not showing them grace? What if we didn't know that um they had a family emergency? What if we didn't know that, their lights got turned off because they didn't pay it, or they ran out of gas, or their car broke down?
Yeah.
But just we as perfectionists, we at times, women, if we have those issues, we're stressing ourselves out. There's nothing we can do about it.
Hmm.
Absolutely nothing, because the outcome is going to be the outcome. um we I know for me that I always, when people say they forgot something or didn't do something, and it's not a habit all the time or whatever, they're not perfect, and letting them know, because people are harder on themselves. You'll beat yourself up
Oh
if you did
yeah.
something. Whereas I'd be like, dude, don't worry about it. It's cool. No worries. It's sky's not falling, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and then so one of the things that we can do to avoid wanting to be perfect is we encourage our own self simple affirmations like I am enough, I am doing enough. And I always say imperfect progress is better than no progress. There was a
Hmm.
time that I was walking and working out 7 days a week. That has not happened consistently all the time, right? But if I do it 5 days a week, that's still lapping the person that's not doing it any times a week. So I don't
Hmm.
have to be perfect and do it 7 times a week. I don't even have to be perfect and do it 5 times a week. If I want to do it 1 time a week, there are people that are not doing it any. So I'm not worried about being perfect for that, right? And so
Yeah.
encouraging, I'm doing enough. Um, Gratitude, just I'm a big proponent of gratitude, just being thankful, even if it's you're struggling. I know that I go through struggles and I end up telling myself everything that I'm grateful for. I have 2 healthy children. I have 5 healthy grandchildren. I have people that love me. I have friends that support me. I have this, I have that. Gratefulness. And are you being kind to yourself? Right?
Hmm.
We are our meanest to ourselves.
We
And
really are.
the things we say to ourselves, I would never say to friends. You know what I mean? Like you're so dumb. I'm not going to tell them jokingly. I mean, girl, you're so dumb. What? But I wouldn't be like, you're so dumb. Whereas I tell myself that sometimes when I'm making a mistake and it's not
Yeah.
right. Um, so making sure that you're kind to yourself, and then what are your thoughts?
Well, I just think it goes back to just what you said. Don't treat yourself how you wouldn't treat others.
Yeah, I'm one of those that I like to celebrate the small wins. If my girlfriend, you know, if anybody or even myself, if I worked out 6 days, that's a small win, right? That's
Hmm.
compared to the seven, that was a big win. And then, but just celebrating the small things. If you got up and got out the house without yelling at your kids before school, if you if you got up without cursing because or complaining that you have to go to work. No, you don't have to go to work. You have a choice. You get to go to work, right? And that's not always how we look at things. I mean, we're not always thankful, we're not always grateful, but yet we expect perfectionism.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't work that way. Um Taking time out, meditating, we talk about that all the time. And
Hmm.
then how our imperfections can lead to personal growth and resilience. Imperfect moments, you and I both have had imperfect moments in the past. We're almost to a month 11 in the past 10 months, and we've been able to find ways to uh, overcome those
Yeah.
and grow from those, right? So
Hmm.
but that's all people, just ladies, and especially with the holidays coming around, family,
Yes.
and we're going
That's
to
a
be
big
talking
one.
about all that stuff. Family, friends, all of the things that holidays bring. Don't allow yourself to feel less than because you're not perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody is perfect.
It's a good little message for this Monday morning. Um,
After we learned what Sancho was earlier.
we did. We had two lessons today. So to wrap out this educational podcast for you folks, today in sports, I feel like it's only appropriate with the World Series going on, that today, 1981, Baseball World Series, the LA Dodgers beat the New York Yankees 9-2 at Yankee Stadium to clinch
Oh
the
my
series, four games to
goodness.
two. So I thought that's just a little appropriate thing. Because if everyone's following the World Series, it is again East Coast versus West Coast.
And did you
S-
see Ice T get out on the field
the
and drop
pit.
that rap? And did you
I
see it?
did.
I'll have to send it to you. Yeah.
I did it.
He,
Um,
and I'm not a big baseball, but everybody watches the World Series for the most part. I mean, when they're especially on games 5, 6, and 7. So
yeah, when it's like, okay, what's going on?
right.
But yeah, so I thought that was a nice little a way to end the moment. So as always, if you liked listening to us, make sure you subscribe to YouTube, like us on Spotify, rate us on Spotify, comment, share it. Because you never know who might need to listen to our educational lessons.
Or realize that they're not crazy by themselves, that there's two women in South Texas that are just as crazy and talk all the things. So um, I'm going to say it, horns up for Pennsylvania.
That's
And
fine, it still counts.
but you notice I didn't throw up though. I'll just say it. When I'm in Texas, I'll say it. When I'm in there, I'll throw them up all the time. But
Mm,
no, it's going to be a good week, girl. I know you're going to be busy. I'm going to be busy. I can't wait to get back so that we can talk about Halloween and all the cool stuff. So
yes.
this is Melina.
This is Michaela, and remember, sports are for girls too.
Are you looking to grow your business and increase your brand visibility? Become a sponsor with the Girl Talk Sports Talk podcast. Our sponsorship opportunities offer you a unique chance to connect with our dedicated fan base and community. Let us help you elevate your business name and reach new heights. Contact Melina or Mikayla today to learn more about how you can get involved and make a lasting impact. Join us and watch your business thrive.